Tuesday morning. It's an exciting day. There is still no fuel in Lagos. We're still queuing in the few filling stations available. There's still a lot of queue, and some people even have the audacity to sell fuel at about 200 naira per liter inside the same filling stations. We're supposed to be selling. Basically, they sell to you, but they sell at such an exorbitant price that even you will be wondering if it is that the fuel is more expensive now, or basically are they just hoarding the fuel. Well, of course, it's the Nigerian syndrome. I mean, we can hoard practically everything. We begin with our rice, we hoard gari, we hoard palm oil, we hoard the only thing we are not hoarding right now is sisebe, salt. That's the only thing. Yeah. My name, that one is because it's not our in control. If we are the ones in control, we will have been hoarding. Wallahi, we will hoard it. Exactly oxygen. Oh my God. My name is Tomisi, and the voice of our NDLEA was what you just listened to. Hello? You will not put me in trouble. I did not see Are on Monday. I don't know what he's talking about. You missed out yesterday. Yeah? Next Valentine, we will incorporate him. Who are we? You and I will incorporate the law. Into? To join our Valentine train now. Our Valentine train? And now. Can't you see the two of us? Did you go with me? We are yawning. Can't you see we are yawning? Are gets I think the older they get now, they get a little bit more serious. No, it's not dementia. This one is getting us serious. Am I going because the people who saw me yesterday know that I did not go to India, so I don't understand that. Am I going Senate? I read news yesterday. I was here. Or maybe my imagination is running wild. Oh, I think you saw my look-alike somewhere, and you possibly just thought it's an illusion. Right. Yeah. Okay. And our dearest Olayinka Daniels is also here this morning, but we're looking for fuel together. So I think we're more in tune. In case anybody there has a petrol station. No, we're more in tune. We don't understand. But please, in case you have a filling station, just call us. We will come pick it up. We don't mind. You don't need to bring it. We will even bring money to you. Just tell us where to come. We'll come and buy the fuel from you. Make sure you are not selling for 200 naira per liter, but we will come. Pump price, we'll come and buy. Good morning, Olayinka. Good morning, Tomisi. How was Valentine? Well, it was a work Monday. It was a work Monday for me. I don't know why you would I don't understand them because it was a work Monday for me. Just normal day for me. Work Monday. We didn't work till 10 p.m. You did not carry cake home yesterday? Cake what? What's that? No chocolate? I don't know what you... Maybe no balloon? I remember maybe when we were in school, we used to do those paparazzi. You did not do it to Madam yesterday? To what? To do ordinary buy chicken. Did Madam do it to him yesterday? Doesn't matter now. You can do it to her. Are you serious? You don't have to wait for what they call Valentine. Exactly, every day. It should be every day thing. So, but at least Valentine, I lay post a lot of social media. You see? I'm an African man. I don't. You see all these are worry men, These are worry men. The Lord will deliver me from our worry men. Let's say amen. Amen and amen and amen. Because I particularly am not in tune with the men. Don't bother. But you see, I worry men. I seem to have don't bother. Emmanuel. I seem to have a connection with Awori people. There is a connection with Awori people. Almost everybody surrounding me. You better stay there. Because probably there's some things for you there. Some things that can deliver me from the Egba people. Funny enough, they are worried. The Egba, they are together too. And so you can't go too far away from them. They are still better than them. Some of the Egba people, they can make promises from now to eternity. The that you may have is that I may follow the steps of my forefathers. Oh my God! By marrying more wives. Oh, okay. And are we looking at 15, 14, 15, no, 12? With you, an extra 4 should be fine. Seriously? Now I'm going to carry the body now. Don't worry, this is how we joke on the bumper breakfast, and we're talking about fuel and quite a number of issues that happened yesterday. But of course, I think the biggest story for us in the papers this morning, which also makes the banner headline of the newspaper, as a matter of fact, I can say, guess, Abba Kyari. The Nation newspaper is where I begin from this morning. And Abba Kyari for extradition to the United States after NDLEA probe. Suspended police chief others taken into custody after being linked to drug deals. How presidency forced IG to release him to anti-drug agency. I like the fact they say presidency forced. Now,
because he was invited and he to honor the invitation.
Hold on. Who is presidency? Who forced? Who in the presidency? Was it Garu Bashir?
Presidency are the people.
Don't explain it to us. Don't bother. We understand English. But because, can somebody just take responsibility?
It's opaque.
Can somebody take responsibility for
that? We don't still have institution because I don't know the business. In quotes, let me use their word, presidency. Really, I don't know the business of presidency. Because the question I want to ask is Abba Kyari working in the president, among the Kaaba, whatever.
Is he one of them?
Thank you. Maybe he's one of them. Because maybe that's why they had to say, okay, go.
Is he above the law?
I don't understand. We have an agency. We have the police, whatever. IS. We have the what's it called, NPS, IS, the IG, which the law had given power
to perform
in that regard.
In his duty.
Okay, go and answer the questions.
Simple.
Even in this case, he has no business with the IG. It's on suspension.
Hold on.
It's not an active service.
Don't even.
But he is a man of
he's on suspension. He's on suspension. He's not been fired.
Yeah, he's not even.
So he's still there.
He doesn't report for duty.
Yes, it can be called at any time.
He's still a staff.
He's suspension.
That does not stop preclude NDLEA, an organ of government, for crying out loud.
That doesn't stop them from inviting him. Unfortunately, that is what we are talking about when you don't have institutions. Because at that point, let's even say he's serving.
Yes.
He's serving. Yes, there are structures and there's procedures. Even if he's still a serving police officer,
yes,
does not stop.
No, don't forget.
NDLEA
he was a serving police officer. He is still a serving police officer.
Let's say he's not even on suspension. Let's even say he's still wearing all his uniform. He's still doing whatever. Even in the course of his duty,
he could be invited.
At that time, if he's indicted, nothing says he can't be invited
by any agency of government.
And let me now say this: when Joby, the new first PRO,
yes,
now came out to say that they should detach and dissociate the police from Abba Kyari.
How is he not a staff?
I mean that he didn't get into this in his official capacity, trying to exonerate him. And on another wavelength.
No. Do you think he's trying to exonerate him or he's trying to exonerate
the police?
The police force?
Yes, now on another.
He's one man, like we say. One man.
They say Tommy Singh, picked by EFC, Tommy Singh of MITV. Instead of just saying Tommy Singh, they want to drag the organization into it. It's what we have seen here. The culture of
and that's exactly what Miwa is trying to do.
The other day, somebody beat his wife. A TV cameraman beat his wife. What was the report?
Channels television cameraman.
I didn't want to put on the television.
Don't bother, we know the story. Don't, because that story still annoys me a lot when I talk about it. So don't let's.
They now begin to attack channels as if channel sent him to go and beat his wife.
Because they believe that people who work in such places should know better.
I still said that last week. When media, when they don't do that, they don't sell. To them, they think they cannot sell.
Right.
And that is why we are saying that our journalists are still not doing well. Because if we have good journalism, investigative journalism, you don't need to attach something to some other things to sell. If you're doing
the story itself should sell itself.
A good story should sell.
You don't have to say, oh yeah, big girl, the police. This is He did that in his own personal capacity. Not that the police sent him to go and do such thing.
Or the TV said, go and beat your wife.
I mean,
let me give you another example. 2 Saturdays ago, okay, no, the day I harassed you on Facebook that I should come for a revelry at his lounge. I was there. Somebody was making noise, and I said, look, this is a public place. The next thing they said, is it because we are on television? I simply, no, because it may degenerate. I simply picked my phone and I left. Now, what has my being on TV got to do with...
So you see, a lot of people have that perception that there is this feeling of being overboard or being much more important or much more special because you have what they see as a privilege.
It's an evil mindset to scandalize. They never meant well.
I believe so.
Unfortunately, even in as much as I'm going to blame these people doing that, let me come back to us as individuals. They just give you one small thing, small space. Then you put it on you and you become God.
Swollen-headed.
Go to the road. For instance, a policeman stops you on the road. Not all of them, not the finest ones. Those people that don't know anything, that I don't know where they got the uniform from. They are on the road and they stop you. And yes, officer, may I help you? And the story changes. I'm stopping you. You are asking me, may I help you? What are you saying? Whatever this is, you know, do you want to teach me my job? And it goes on.
It starts talking.
And I'm like, yeah, from what did I say? What is all this? You see, those are because once they are wearing that uniform, 1, you cannot talk to them. 2, you can't ask questions. 3, they are God. 4, they are even so because the law does not allow you to either touch or uniform. You know, whatever, beat them on uniform. So to them, once they wear that uniform, they become God. And they don't see themselves as human being, like just ordinary person, like you.
You are lucky if he ends at that. Because
I don't even do that with them.
He will tell you, I can shoot you, nothing will happen.
I don't even do that with them.
You know, so and that's why deliberately, even as I'm seated here, my driver's license, my PVC, my official ID card, Lagos State Lastra ID card, they are with me.
I don't even do that. I will just tell them if the noise wants to go on like that. So, sorry, officer, where's your division? Can we just go there? But I can't remember the last time that happened because I know how to handle them. I will never argue with the police officer, particularly the one that is carrying a gun.
Never.
Because you don't know what he has taken. Any small thing.
If he's not carrying a gun.
I have a friend, I have one DIG, like, he said, look, don't. DIG, he said, he's a policeman. He will not, if he's not having any rifle, his junior officer carrying gun, he will not argue with him.
There's something with our church at the security college overseas, and I will take it back to when we were children. You know, somebody has been carrying a gun around. There is an urge to experiment, to utilize the gun. So you'll be looking for opportunities, provoked or unprovoked. Remember when we were children playing teacher and students, and somebody that is playing teacher, he holds his stick, he will want a chance to strike
somebody.
Yeah, if he had no chance, he will be striking tables, walls, and so that is the mentality, and that is why, with or without, the other day they were arguing somewhere. The one they were arguing with wasn't the one that shot. Another one that was so that for instance, just say, you were arguing with my colleague before you know.
You see, going back to the story of Abba Kyari, that story was in the news yesterday. My director can just roll the video, but you know, I particularly want to go back to this one because Femi Babafemi, the spokesperson for the NDLEA, said that on January 25th, Kyari offered to send his younger brother to deliver the payment while his men hand over the suspect. Their officer turned down the suggestion, insisting he would rather deal with him in person. and was therefore prepared to wait for him to return from Lagos. By 5:23 p.m., Kyari was in Abuja, met with the officer at the same rendezvous where they had their first meeting. In their discussion, he disclosed how his team received the information from a double-crosser who betrayed the traffickers to him, showing a sordid connection between the law enforcement agents and the drug underlord. He narrated how, acting on the tip-off, his team departed Abuja to Enugu, arrested the traffickers, removed part of the consignment on his instruction, and replaced same with dummies. He also indicated how to identify the remnants of the original cocaine that would be delivered to the NDLEA. 5 original packages marked with red dots. Now, the reason for this was to avoid the dummies being subjected to tests. He forwarded a picture of the marked original cocaine package. According to the plan, once the 5G cocaine has been tested in the presence of the suspects and confirmed positive, there would be no need to test the remaining ones being dummies. He also brought with him the money from the sale of the 5 kg share of the NDLEA team, a total of $61,400. Our officer, however, preferred to take the money inside his car when the car was wired with sound and video recorders, and the moment was documented, part of which I will play for you at the end of this briefing. That's the video you're watching on your screen right now. So we have a trove of intelligence, hard facts from charts to photos, video, and a detailed transcript of the communication between him and the NDLEA officer. The NDLEA spokesman said it was disheartening to hear straight from the horse's mouth the kind of sleaze engaged in by a team of rogues, law enforcement agents led by Kyari, members of whom he described as very, very sharp, and they are very loyal. So he was arrested in company of 4 other officers yesterday. Meanwhile, this was on the insistence of what we call the presidency immediately intervened and ordered the IG to allow him to see the NDLEA. Does this inspire confidence, therefore, in because don't forget that Abba Kyari was the head of the intelligence response team of the Nigerian police force. When Hush Puppy's case, happened, and the United States demanded to extradite Abba Kyari.
I'm not sure if a formal request
was made.
Had been made,
from
the United States government.
It was.
It's been made.
A formal request was made. The Nigerian government said they will investigate by themselves.
Yesterday, at another platform, somebody said deliberately they were shielding Kyari from going to face the music in America, and that this may be a ploy to get him out of the streets and keep him somewhere incarcerated under the guise of trial, which at the end of the day will not end anywhere.
Apparently, they said it's going to be extradited after the sprawl.
To have been from Abeokuta or from the east, by now, it will have been delivered to them in the US. I could not say he was wrong, but because
neither could you say it was right.
And I couldn't, because you see, they set up a panel. The panel subject to the IG only for the general. I don't know if the police is under his office or under Ministry of Internal Affairs, that he had to now set up another panel again, and nothing has happened till date. Unfortunately, we are talking here.
So why make
Kyari, who the gods decided to oil his yam, and he did so well, whereby he earned himself the super call. Nigeria is over 60 years old. No policeman has been so decorated, so much that he was taken before the House of Rep for recognition and commendation. So much so that a lot of people now, but what happened? Sorry, he forgot the fact that there are certain offices. If you occupy that office, before you can be effective and not get into problem, you must ostracize yourself from the community, from the society. The scholar Ole Owolabi in Abeokuta was my father's friend. He never came to our house. You only find him in the court, in his house, or in the church. Even the king, the Oba of Abeokuta, invited him to the palace. He did not go. That is, as a judicial officer, is precluded from mingling anyhow. That would have been what Kyari should have copied. But what happened? Parties that were questionable, locations that were not acceptable to society.
Are you saying that, are you implying that he must have had a really good record until it got to that point, and then maybe it got
sucked in? He lost his immunity. Your immunity will be, don't.
But how do you get sucked into this kind of web of crime, where you have loyal boys, and then you are dealing with dummy cocaine and real cocaine? Are you saying that if you had been upright all of your career with a stellar behavior,
they will not go near him?
So if you've had that upright behavior, nobody would introduce you to that when you get to that position.
For me, the issue of not going to parties and whatever, not attending functions, for me, I don't see it as any big deal. Why? Because even the president, the vice president, all of them, anybody can attend. Now, what we should concern ourselves with, like the part you mentioned is about the caliber of people that you're attending their party. People of questionable character. People that we have raised several questions on.
About.
Those are the people that you mingle with. Yes.
And then you tell me such a person has always been upright.
Even if these people are your friends, and you know that there's so much, noise around them, what you should have done is to avoid being as you, but not that you can't go to other, there are other sane whatever event that you can, yeah, of course, you are still, becoming anything does not deny you from.
It does.
I mean, no. Look, my father was so respected and all that, and there's nowhere he cannot go, even at that. But there are some places you will not see my father go, because they know what they know him for. You will not see him once. Oh, this one has one blemish, or there's some news, or there's some people are fighting, and you will not see him there. So not that he doesn't go to other places, but that one you will not see him there. That's what I said. Even
what I'm proposing, what you are saying, restriction. Yes. He restricted himself, but he limited his exposure.
But now let's come back to Abba Kyari. All we are seeing, unfortunately, is probably what has been part of him that we didn't know.
That's
probably
what I'm saying.
Just seeing it now that is so much, it's been exposed.
Because Hush Puppy came out.
Meaning, it's something he might have been doing.
We saw his picture in Dubai.
That's
with
what I'm saying.
Puppy and a senator.
That's what I'm saying.
That is why I said that he must have been doing those things. So it's just that the cop. Okay. It's all food.
They say everybody is a thief.
The day God wants to something I don't know.
So now I'll take that program.
What?
Richard Branson, he said, for every virgin, there's always a first time. This is his first time of being truly found out. The Hush Puppy case, they tried to cover it.
Do you know that there is
no.
They didn't
that the first time
I've
maybe
heard.
Nine or Tobisin.
Okay.
I'm hearing.
So don't say, because look, if this thing has not been, look, anyone that is being caught, yes, I agree. Maybe if there's a first time, but that thing is there.
It's been going on.
It's been going on.
You
that is not known, not revealed to us.
Remember that when Bobby's case came up, so many people came out to say that Abba Kyari used IRT to extort money from them. There was a case of a debt recovery.
Recently, Evans said that he was forced to confess to what he confessed to.
Yes.
Recently. So
because Abba Kyari was invited.
They even told him to smile at a point. He said he was to start smiling. Can you imagine? There was a guy who had a deal with somebody. The business went by. It was the same Abba Kyari and his gang that forced that guy to part with over 140 million naira.
How exactly do you then expect
nobody
people?
They didn't pick that case up to establish whether it was right or wrong, or whether it was true.
So what are we talking about?
Another angle to this. Sometimes, yes, I agree that you must have had something. within you. But sometimes when you are good like this and you are doing well, of course there are forces that will be saying you. Wait, not even Ogundele now.
Within the force, maybe within the Nigerian police force.
Not even just Nigerian police force, because Nigerian police force is another place that they have issues. Don't let me go there. Don't let me go there.
Spiritual attack, Abi?
No, we are not talking about spiritual attack. We are talking about what is happening everywhere. That you are the good, whatever. Okay, we'll see. Then and the next thing, they'll set you up. So I'm not saying, and when they set you up and you fall, it means that you too.
You've been doing it before, Joe.
That is my point. So that goes to confirm the Yoruba prayer says, muta.
The picture story of the Guardian newspaper shows the picture of Abba Kyari. What is it about people that bear their name? I think parents whose children still have the name Abba Kyari will start changing it now. Remember Remember the Good Luck Jonathan time? Where everybody
so became children were born and named Good Luck Jonathan.
As a matter of fact, my uncle's son was Good Luck.
When Buhari just came in, I had a friend that had a child that decided calling him Buhari.
They changed.
Yes, they started calling Buhari. When this whole thing started, they changed. In fact, the guy, you removed the name from his son's name. Said Buhari that it was his father that gave the boy, that gave the son Buhari. My friend removed it.
So those who are Abba or they are Kyari, or some people would have named their children Boots. They will start changing it. But the picture story of the Guardian newspaper, Super Cup, Super Scandal.
Yeah, man.
NDLEA releases shocking details of Kyari's drug deals, writes Group Hill NDLEA. It's a tragic end to a glorious era, says Sage. It should be charged to court immediately, says Falana. His lawyer alleges a setup. What about the activities of General Muhammad Marwa retired? What do you think?
Well, for me, it's doing well. It's doing well. It came in. Well, we know what has been happening. You know, sometimes I remember Legal Aid. There was a time Uju Adizababa was with Legal Aid. She was the DG under Obasanjo then, and we know what happened. Because I remember I was with the Legal Aid at that time, and we know what happened. We know the effect. We know how people that were not supposed to be in prison came out. We know number of amnesty. Obasanjo gave pardon. He gave a lot of things happened, and we did the job diligently. Immediately they removed Uju Adizababa because she was doing the job, and some people felt no, this is not the way to go. There are cabals in that same call ministries that they don't just want those things to work the way they are working. And immediately the woman left. Have you heard what much have you heard about Legal Aid today?
Nothing.
As a matter of fact. Back to NDLEA. Yeah, people have been there. They've been working
in a long
time. But what have we heard? Yep. And we know what has been happening. But this man came. I mean, and he came and he's saying it the way it is, releasing it, come, he's here, he's there, this, that, and you know, we should give it to him. He's been fantastic so far.
My only problem with that is this: we still continue in our failure to build strong institutions.
Thank you.
For promoting strong individuals.
Yes.
Laura Akunyili brought NABDAG to the fore. There was no newspaper report any day that there must be something positive about Laura Akunyili. Since the woman left NABDAG,
okay,
the reverse has been the case. Now this man, Marwa, considering his background, he was an int officer, and I remember he was in the UK for a long time as a security attaché then. He must have had a good understanding of the working of, drug cartels. Because how can one person get into a place and turn it around like that?
No. I think the person having the political will.
Not just will, also has experience.
Sure, of course, experience. But each time he addresses his officers, because we get quite a number of their briefings almost on a weekly basis. Each time he addresses his officers, there is this, recognition he gives to the units. So unit this, Kaduna did this, unit this in